Twin Bridges Access. It's a place where you can park and camp for free. We found a nice shady spot, so it should be nice on these hot days. It's been upper 90s, so it's real important for us to be able to park in a place with shade. Come on, let's go down to the water. That's the Salmon River. When we're on the road for weeks at a time, we have to figure out how we're gonna do our laundry. Since we don't have a washing machine in our RV, we can either stop at a laundromat, and usually it's really hard to find a parking spot and we have to carry our laundry a long way, or we can wash it by hand when we're boondocking and hang it to dry on a clothesline. And that, I think, is the easiest way to do it. Yeah, because we can't always find a place that can accommodate our motorhome for parking, and so it turns out to be a bigger hassle to wash our clothes at a laundromat than it would be just to do it by hand. So I have 2 bins of hot water here. This is going to be for washing and this one's going to be for rinsing. I just put a few pieces of laundry in at a time and get it soaking, and then I can start scrubbing it and then I'll rinse it. We don't have a washboard, so I'm just scrubbing the laundry against itself, and that seems to be doing the trick all right. Hey honey, we need to get a washboard.
I saw some in antique stores. Do you want to go get one there?
Maybe.
Another thing that camp days are great for is food prep. You can get food ready that requires more time and more preparation. That's really hard to do on the road. Like for me right now, I boiled some eggs and I also cooked some rice, and I'm gonna make a salad with eggs and rice and peas and corn, and so it's a really good salad to have for a quick lunch, but it's time consuming, so I can't do it while we're traveling. But since we have a day today, I'm gonna make a big batch of it, and then throughout the week we can eat it up. So there's a slight downside to boondocking with your motorhome without a tow car, and that is if you run out of one major ingredient for your salad after already prepping everything else, well, you're kind of left to improvise. And so right now I'm trying to improvise an important ingredient to my salad. The ingredient I'm missing is mayonnaise, and I really don't have anything to substitute that with that makes sense. So basically what I needed is some wet ingredient that's not runny to bind the different salad makings. So I decided to improvise, and so I just used a cream cheese and put a little bit of milk in it and warmed it up just ever slightly to make it thicker, kind of like into a thick paste, if you can see that. And so now I'm gonna try to stick it in my salad once it cools down a little bit and see what happens. Hopefully it tastes good. So voila, here's the salad, and thankfully the substitution worked. It made it taste a little bit more creamy than usually does, and it has a slight touch of cream cheese to it, but it works and tastes really good. So yay!
All right, the laundry is all washed and hung up, and now it's time for lunch. Thank you for lunch.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for lunch.
You're welcome, Sammy. Another thing that camp days are good for is hanging up stuff that I couldn't hang up before, like this. I've been asked before about what we use to hang up our fragile decorations like frames and plaques and such, so that they don't fall off while we drive and get destroyed. And so my answer to that is this: Command Velcro strips. I'm sure that most of you RVers are familiar with command hooks That's what we use a lot in our motorhome. These are command hooks, for example. But they make those Velcro strips, and they work perfectly for hanging up decor like frames and plaques and other things like that. And they work really good. I mean, we've been on some really washboardy, bouncy roads that were, you know, made our motorhome rock a lot, and they have not fallen off. We haven't had anything fall off. And so I really recommend that if you want to decorate your motorhome with frames, use these. So a lot of you are probably at this point thinking, hey, you're using too many strips to hang up that little frame. But for one thing, it's pretty heavy, and for another, I prefer adding an extra strip or two to a frame so that I can be sure that it doesn't fall off. And you know, I'd rather use the extra strips than have something destroyed. So that's what I do, and it's worked well so far, so that's what I keep on doing. So let's hang it up.
Looks good from here.
Okay. All right, and that's it.
That was cool.
And here you can see another part of camp life, trying to catch up on all the work that we need to do.
Another chore that we have to take care of when we're on the road for a long time is we need to clean the bugs off the front of the motorhome.
Ew.
It doesn't take very long for it to get that way, but occasionally when we stop at a gas station, I'll just take the window sponge, you know, and just kind of get them off the top there. That's only like a couple days worth of bugs there. So if we're driving for, you know, a few weeks at a time, then we really need to maintain this because it gets pretty bad. So right here I just have a tub of warm water with a little bit of soap in there.
Yeah, that's looking much better already. Hey Sammy, what are you doing?
I'm washing this side of the motorhome.
Wow, it's looking pretty good.
So then after you get it all wet and kind of streaky looking, then I take this window squeegee and just drape that cloth over the sponge part. It's a microfiber cloth, so it kind of almost velcros to the sponge. So another thing, if you'll notice, these things here is tree sap. We often park under pine trees that lose a lot of tree sap, and that doesn't come off with water. So I use just rubbing alcohol on a paper towel and just rub it off.
I will use the pine tree.
And the alcohol just dissolves it. All right, just a little bit of maintenance and it looks clean as a whistle.